Hit that bitch. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. So I definitely want to send a big shout out, to everybody for the holidays. I want to send a big hug to everybody, whatever you guys may be going through. I know it could be a stressful time, but at the same time, there's so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for, man. And, the holidays usually bring out the best in people. So that's something that I could definitely appreciate. And, each one teach one, man. Pass on the love, the kindness, the respect, the appreciation for one another. And, we make the world what we want, like they say, if you want to be the change that you want to be. So, I definitely want to send a big shout out to my man Bales too, because them boys came bearing gifts last week. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Big shout out to my man Tony Rizzo at South Smith Studios. That's my man's. And, today we got a guest, man. This brother here is, this is my brother, man. And, we've been through the trenches together. And, I'm honored to have this brother here and to share his story, and I'm honored to be able to be a part of it. So, without no further ado, I'm gonna let my brother Pat Bates let him know a little bit about yourself.
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm Pat Bates, a community activist, also a member of University of Michigan's Carceral State Project, and the creator of Living on LOP YouTube series, What I Learned in Prison.
Definitely, if you guys ain't checked that out, go to YouTube. Check out Living on LOP. What would you do? Episode 12?
Yeah, I did
up
episode.
to 12. That's crazy. You did 12 episodes of Living on LOP, and he on the 12th episode of Real Everyday People.
Wow, that wasn't even intentional. That's the crazy.
Dirty Dozen, baby.
The Dirty Dozen.
That's dope. Yup. So let them know, man. Let them know a little bit about yourself, who you from. I mean, where you from? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm from the Detroit metro area / downriver area.
Okay, then.
I was born in Southwest Detroit, and then was raised up River Rouge, Ecorse area. Also, traveled a little bit through Lincoln Park.
I can definitely relate. You know what I'm saying? I done traded through them fields just as much as you, baby.
I'm very well aware. Yes. Yeah.
So what was it like for you, man? And before we go on, big shout out to the River Rouge Panthers. You know what I'm saying? 2019 champions. Much love to Riverside.
Yep. You should have been a Panther.
But yeah, man. So what was it like, man? Growing up in River Rouge, like where was you born? Tell us a little bit about your parents, your mother, your father. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I really didn't know nothing about my father. I was taken from my mother. Well, I ain't gonna tell you, I was given up for adoption at the age of 3 years old. Okay. So I was raised by my great aunt and great uncle.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? in the Southwest Detroit area. Then we moved to Ecorse. Lived in Ecorse for several years. Moved back to Southwest. Made a stop through LP. And then I ended up moving back to Southwest again, and then the River Rouge.
Okay, so you just pretty much ping pong bounce back and forth everywhere.
Yes.
I could definitely relate because I bounced around just like that. But the thing about that is, when you move around a lot, it's hard to find some stability. And you get used to being on the move. It's hard to settle anywhere because you're always on the move. Mm-hmm. And when you live a lifestyle like that, sometimes that affects you mentally because you don't really know how to attach. You learn how to attach and detach. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes you just never attach anymore. And that's the unfortunate part of it. But there's a flip side to it, how we had discussed. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a flip side to that coin, right? With this when you talk about moving around, to me it had more of a positive effect on me. Like it really prepared me for my future. Like it allowed me to engage with like a whole like several different worlds and then be able to find community within those worlds. That's pretty much how I looked at it. And I was very, very well able to adapt from being raised that way, from having to be ping ponged around these areas,
Absolutely. Okay. So you went to school in River Rouge. What was it like going to school in River Rouge for you?
Well, River Rouge was it was a little bit different, being that it was a great school. Like I played sports. I ran cross country. I played baseball in high school with your brother.
You play who?
Baltimore is. Yep. Shout out to Bart.
What's up, bro?
Yep. Panther Pride.
I remember him and my brother Zoe. Boy, them boys were professionals. They had
Cold.
the pictures.
Great athletes. Great athletes.
Ain't no doubt.
I mean,
about
but
it.
the city always, we always develop athletes.
Yeah.
You know, but like me, it was a little bit of a different experience than probably from others because like there wasn't very Latinos in the River Rouge community at that time.
No, yeah, there was very few.
So it was like, I really didn't fit in. Really like, well, actually I did. I found my way in. Like I found my way to fit in with more like the people that I was raised with, which was with other black kids.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same with me, going to school in River Rouge. I done went to Sabbath, Rouge, all that. And it was diverse, but it was more diverse with black and white as opposed to, any Latinos. So, of course, black culture is very influential
Right.
in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And it starts from going to school. Even in Southwest, it's always been a little bit diverse. You know what I mean? But like in Rouge, I felt like we brought the special blend to Rouge. You know what I'm saying? When we brought the Latino flavor. You know what I'm saying? We created a whole new Riverside. You know?
We did.
No, but we'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah, we was in the category our own. Like that's really how I found. Like that's really how I found. Like even when I met you, like you was one of the few Latinos that was in the River Rouge area. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so somehow we just gravitated to each other. In that aspect
absolutely.
of it.
Yeah. But I tell you what, man, it just, what I love about diversity, it teaches you so much. Like, it teaches you diverse social skills, communication skills. You learn different value systems. You learn a lot from, living in black communities, living in white communities, living in Latino communities. And there's even so much diversity within the Latinos communities, And, it's just nice to have that cultural awareness about yourself because you can always move around. You can navigate more places because there's so many people who are just comfortable in sitting in one place, and it's unfortunate because there's so much that the world has to offer. Like life is really beautiful, but you'll never see it if you don't ever open up your mind. So you were playing sports and all that good stuff. Who were some of your heroes that you look up to? Give me one person you looked up to in baseball and one person you looked up to in basketball.
Basketball was Michael Jordan.
Okay,
the greatest.
All right.
Bulls fan. The NBA wouldn't be the same as far. They wouldn't even be able to brand the NBA the way it was if it was for Michael Jordan. Okay. Baseball was Ken Griffey Jr. I love Ken Griffey Jr. I used to hustle to make money to buy Ken Griffey Jr.'s and Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was because I thought they were great. So you know what I'm saying. The way they come made me feel like, okay, I'm gonna be great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it, bro. So what was it like, bro? Because I know you said that your great aunt and uncle, like they were already elderly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with them raising you, like, what was that like? Like, what kind?
It was a real strict home. Like they were very religious. They pretty much forced religion on me, but at the same time, it was hard for them to like parent. They loved me. They ruled with a lot of love. But they also ruled with an iron fist, you know what I'm saying? So they wasn't buying it. They had an old school mentality. But they were good people. It's like, but it was hard for them to keep up with a child like that with so much energy. And I wasn't just a regular child then. Mm-hmm. Like I had a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of ambition at a young age. I was always getting into some type of mischief constantly, you know what I'm saying? So it was hard for them to keep up with me. So, I mean, by the time I was probably 12. I mean, probably by the time I was about 8, 9 years old, I already really know where I wanted to go in life. By the time of 12, 13, I could actually pursue those, where I was going.
Already in motion.
Yeah, I was already in motion. So, and I was out of the house and pretty much on my own back and forth, not that they didn't.
So did you graduate?
No, I didn't graduate.
Oh, you didn't graduate?
I actually did poorly in school. That's the craziest thing about it. I did so poor in school. Like I was at the bottom even when they did my pre-census investigation, it was like I was like in the real low. I barely went to school. I skipped school a lot. I was really pretty much in the streets. But and it wasn't that I wasn't intelligent though, because when I went to prison, I hurried up and passed the GED immediately.
Bro.
Immediately. I didn't even study anything. I'm like, God, where did I get this from? You know what I'm saying? So then when I started taking courses, college courses while I was inside, I was like I stayed on the dean's list, maintained a 4.0. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you're giving them too much, Pat. We're going to get to it, baby.
What I'm just saying it's ironic that I did so poorly in high school. The whole point was I did so poorly in high school, but it was like I had the intelligence the whole time. I just focused it on the streets.
It just wasn't our focus, bro.
That's true.
Listen, bro,
exactly.
I went to the joint, and within the first year or two, bro, I already had my GED. I was graduating and everything, bro. And like I said, I just didn't apply myself.
No, not at all.
Once I was in school, I had a different focus, you know what I'm saying? And we were really intelligent. You know, being in that place, even though a lot of people look at prison as one of the worst places you can be, I'll tell you what, man, if you built to last, you're going to get the best results that you can out of that place, man. Because it's going to put you under the most pressure. It's going to test your heart, test your mind, test your spirit, test you physically, you know what I'm saying? So, I thank God, man, that we made it through that, and we here today, and we have our freedom, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's so much living proof of people that came out of prison that's been great, right? Like Nelson Mandela did prison time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Apostle Paul did prison time. Most of the majority Jesus was locked up and sentenced to the death sentence. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
with the murderer and the thief.
Majority of the New Testament was written inside of incarceration. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Bible times that we, religions that we draw up on so much.
How'd you get familiar with the Bible? Was that through your great aunt and uncle?
Yeah, because I was, like I said, I was being forced to go to church when I was real young. Like I really used to really be a firm believer, you know what I'm saying, in everything that was indoctrinated in me through the Baptist church at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't still hold a lot of those. I still hold a lot of those morals to this day, though. Actually.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. It can be used as a guidebook for sure. You know. So tell me one thing. What's one of your favorite verses out of the Bible?
One of my favorite verses would probably be John 10:9. Okay. I am the door. He that enters through me walks through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Okay. That's powerful. Oh, man.
Oh, he enters in through me. I'm sorry, I almost misquoted. Enters in through me.
So now you at the age where you're the people who are raising you, your great aunt and uncle, they're already elderly. They can't really, control you too much. You running wild. What grade did you make it up to?
I made it to 10th grade. I don't even know how I did that. Probably from just going to school.
Yeah. All right.
You know how the system works.
So what happened after that? After you left school, then what?
I mean, even all through middle school and up, I never took school seriously, right? I was hustling, you know what I'm saying? I was really doing most of my to get my school clothes, because my aunt and uncle, they didn't believe in name brand stuff, you know what I'm saying? So they would buy me the bare minimum when it comes to that. Not that they ain't love me, they just ain't believe in buying nobody no expensive clothes, and they couldn't afford it anyway. Mm-hmm. So I started I need to figure out a way to look like the other kids in school, you know what I'm saying? So I started hustling, and I was doing that all throughout school. And once I started selling trees, I was selling crack cocaine and marijuana and ecstasy pills probably towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just.
Were you selling crack to the students in the school or like?
No, I was selling crack to older individuals around my community. At that time, I've never seen a young person smoke crack in my era. It was it was.
But it's crazy that a young man could be selling crack to his elders. And I think that that's a big problem, and what created a big gap in these generations is when you got the teenagers selling drugs to the elders, the parents, the mothers, the fathers, the aunts, and stuff like that. Because they have a lot of people have had a big lack of disrespect, a big lack of respect for their elders due to the fact that I'm serving you dope. So I look at you like you beneath me. I'm better than you because you use drugs. I sell drugs. So, and I see that in like, because, back in my days, like when I was growing up, I always listened to all of my uncles and the advice, my stepdad, my elders, whether it was right or wrong, I still, soaked up the advice. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, like they don't have any respect for them, so they don't even want to hear what they have to say. But I'll tell you what, this generation, they are very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? They are very powerful. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. They know what's real from fake. And if they see that real in you, they're gonna salute you. They're gonna recognize you, and they're gonna definitely salute you.
They're intelligent, and are they wrong for feeling that way about these adults? Because this is the evidence that they see. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, really to strengthen that. This is the evidence they see. So are they wrong for being, That's the only evidence they see is that.
Yeah. So now you in the streets, this is what you're doing to make money.
Right.
Who was mentoring you? Who guided you on that? Who taught you that lifestyle?
Well, a lot of it was self-taught, like from environment. Like I watched a lot of my environment. Like I was already like in the swing of things, and I was figuring it out through trial and error as I was going along. And I had went to the youth home. I was, of course I was mentored by like older individuals around me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I kind of pushed my way into that because they was like, man, if you don't get your little ass out of here,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was that age, I looked 2-3 years younger than I actually was too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was like I was a baby, you know what I'm saying? And everybody kind of loved me, but at the same time, like I wasn't trying to starve neither. So they understood that. So it was never really like no pressure from it, but there was a somewhat mentorship. Guys that show me, give me a little game here and there,
mm-hmm.
but I still ended up getting caught up and getting in a lot of trouble. So the mentorship was, iffy, to
so
say
you
the least.
Got locked up as a juvenile as well, right?
Yes. I've been locked up several times as a juvenile. My first arrest was at 9 years old.
Damn, 9 years
I was
old.
throwing rocks at a building over on High Street and shit. Way back.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be all right, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Life is always evolving. Life is always about growing, learning, trial and error, growing pains. We all humans, you know what I'm saying? And just embrace growth, man. Embrace change, you know what I'm saying? And just cultivate the goodness in you, man. I say it every time because that's what I had to do to get to where I'm at today. And, you have the ability. If you don't like where you at, if you don't like your situation, if there's something that you don't like about yourself, change it. You have the ability to do that. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's all up to you. Quit relinquishing your power to other resources. You are the source. Exercise yourself. So listen, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2-minute intermission, and then we're going to get back with Pat Bates, and we're going to tell him a little bit more about himself.
Flavor or the other track?
The other track. Yeah, flavors. Do the flavors.
Man, I've been through a lot of women in my life, man. All races, shapes, sizes, and cultures. Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy. Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy.
Hey, yeah. My Latina bitch, she top heavy. Broad shoulders and they built just like a box Chevy. Her pussy good and she a fighter, she a box heavy. Plus her people plugged in and she can cop heavy. My white bitch ain't got no rhythm but her ass fat. She a freak, she like it rough and throw that ass back. Cultures when approaching, she a savage, need a hazmat. Fans only pays but she only taking cash out. My Borico man, she pretty and the keeper. Piss her off, she get the flipping, she a reaper. Texting with my mama and she calling me a cheater. I don't know if I should beat her or just eat her.
Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy. Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy.
My black bitch, she petty as fuck. She hold the pistol, roll a sack, she be ready as fuck. CPL gun ranges, she be ready to bust. Argue makeup, she be ready to fuck. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I love them all flavors. And get the chewing on the dick like a noun later. Came home, we still got the sauce. Kick your feet up and relax, you in the presence of a boss. Only last I ain't fuck is a China bitch. Wonton soup, airdrop, I'm on my China shit. Get off your ass and quit being lazy.
Now you know we're live and you guys keep getting in the camera, you know that, right?
Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy. Got a Mexican that's top heavy. Got a black girl that's real petty. Got a white girl, she's so lazy. Rick and mommy, she too crazy.
I don't care how much money I get, I can still see the hoe in the bitch. I'm so motherfucking rich. I know niggas ain't think I was about to count all this shit by hand. Dumbass. Hey, bring them bitches in. Make them hoes strip while they count my shit.
With my Chanel frames on, I can see the hate. New Gucci on, new season snake. Out of town with the Indiana plate. Out the way. Y'all ain't out the way, y'all be in the way. Burberry.
This is the real everyday people. We got Pat Bates in the building. We're drinking that Mo. You already know. Hey.
Feeling like Meg, I'm a stallion. I'm coming new chain, new medallion. Shine so bright like a dark skin smiling. I ain't hit the gym, that's them bands on me. Counting all this money, I'ma need 4 hands for it. Up dog shit, I dance on you. And I got the methods, tap in, you can make some.
Bitch, I hit the stage and I make a mess on it. 100-pound scales in the trap. We don't step on them. That's strictly for them bells. Come get it before I tax on them. Ain't trying to hit your bitch. My nigga, come get this rat off. I ain't got no kid jury. This shit 30 racks. Bitch, still sit back. This after 30 naps. Bitch, I'm still macking up. This after 30 packs. Fucking daily last month. I swear I done hit 30 racks. It's some money on the floor. Why is you running from it?
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. We're here with my man, Pat Bates. But before we get started, definitely big shout out to LA Landscaping, LLC.
Yeah,
big shout out to Jose
LA
Rivera, Detroit Forever. Shout out to my man, BY Legendary Barber Lounge. Check him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And thank you for all the love, all the support, everybody sharing and subscribing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get there, baby. Help me get there. But, yeah, let's get back to my brother, Pat Bates, man. He got a good story. And so now you say you out of school, you in the streets, you getting money. How old were you when me and you met?
I believe I was probably 13, maybe 14.
14 years old.
Maybe.
I remember I see you walking straight down Pleasant Street.
Yeah.
Peach Street. I said, dude, who's this little Mexican dude? Look sweet, too. Had the little Air Force Ones on.
Yeah.
Little Jabos. I said, what's up with little dog?
Shoot, then I worked hard, risked my life in them little Jabos and Air Force Ones back there too, boy. Goddamn.
Had your little tags on you.
Yeah.
I said, okay, my
Pocket
little
full
dog
of
got
rocks,
that
pocket
grind.
full of bags of weed, man.
Yeah. I thought you was, I was like, man, what's up with dog, man? Let me holler at him, see what's up with him. Then, like, right after that, you ended up got locked up and went to juvenile, man.
Yup, I went to juvenile. You know, I mean, like I said, that's a whole experience. We could do a whole nother show on the system, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
okay, needless to say, I was in juvenile, you know, greatly affected by that. I came home, ran back into you.
How much time did you do in the juvenile?
That time probably was around 4 months. You know,
About 4 months?
at that, yup, it was probably around 4 months. I got out.
And at that age, 4 months is a long time, you know. I went to a 6-month boot camp too with juvenile.
You got to think you ain't been on the plant for a few years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt
14
about it.
years old. You know what I'm saying? 15 years old.
Yeah. So then I remember what you say we ran into at Rouge Days. We
Yeah.
ran into each other when they got back out.
Yep. I got out Century Rouge days and shit, man. And it was all love. He was like, "What's up, man? Come here, man." I'm like, "What up, man? What's up? We still working." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, all day, come through, man." He was like, "Come see me tomorrow, man." Next day, I sent you that night, though, because you know I was rolling around the streets. You outside.
I said my dog, a little Miko, he's a little orphan. Let me get my little dog up in there
Yeah,
with me.
like for real though, like for real.
I'm like, man, my
though.
dog ain't like, he ain't got no family, like he ain't rocking with nobody. He just, you know what I'm saying? He was solo, man. I said, man, you know what, man? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I see something in you. I see some potential in you, some growth in you, some maturity in you. I said, man, let me take this little brother in.
And like I said, like I pretty much, like the love I had was from like, you know, like I said, the elderly people that are very strict. And like, so pretty much how I grew up though, beyond that, it was like fended for myself. You know what I'm saying? It was really, wasn't no love. I didn't really see no love in my environment besides, you know, the two people that, you know, they couldn't be attentive to me they couldn't be attentive to me like they should have been.
And you know what, man? I know a lot of people who were not raised with love and affection. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what, bro. Like, I was raised by a single mom. And my mom, that was one thing that we grew up poor, but we were wealthy with love. We were rich with love. My mom always showed us affection, you know what I'm saying? She always expressed how much she loved us, and that stuff is priceless, you know what I'm saying? Because when you tell your kids those type of things, it makes them feel valued, you know what I'm saying? And then they grow up with that type of value and confidence, you know, with love in their heart, you know, so.
Send a shout out to Jose, and you got Udo on here, you got shouts out to all them just showing you love.
Udo, what's up, brother? Appreciate you, boy.
Jose Pudo Burgos, what's up, my guy? What's up?
Ain't no
Jose
doubt.
Rivera, what's up, my
313 in the
baby?
building.
We out here
Detroit,
building, baby.
Yup, Detroit forever, y'all know what it is.
Lit Music
man.
Entertainment Studios, real everyday people.
I also want to give a shout out to these artists that's out there, man. Chase a Bag, ENT, man. Don Rico, man. It's all love, man.
Shout out, baby. What's up?
Boys got a movement
Support
going
each
on,
other, man.
for sure.
Everybody gotta support each
Zaza
other.
Juan, you know what I'm saying? Juan.
Absolutely.
Gotta show a shout out to him, man. You know,
Gio Carrasco's, and it's a man down in my city.
my man Gabe, new artist I just got. You know, I'm also been working on some management lately.
And shout out to my dog Vito too, man.
Oh yeah, little Vito. Vito, I'm coming for you. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign Vito on the dotted line, man, real soon, man, with this management firm, man. And big shout out to Soundsmith Studios, man.
Absolutely.
I can't say how talented that guy Tony Rizzo is on. You know what I'm saying?
I know, bro. I just went and seen the studio. It was beautiful in there. I took Jose with me. It's definitely nice, man. You know.
Which I am managing. If anybody looking for studio time with the best engineer in Michigan, man, holla at me, man. For real.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's a story in itself, bro. You know,
Yeah,
once
for
you
sure.
and I got together, we never separated from there.
No,
bro.
after that night, we seen each other at the damn carnival. After that night, we was supposed to be the next day. We was like, no, let's go ahead and get it. We never left each other's side after that. You know what I'm saying?
So for our viewers, I just want them to know that you know, I call this real everyday people because we are real people with real stories. And the stories that I'm sharing with you and that we're about to share with you is not to glorify violence, gangs, drugs, or anything like that. But that was a true real lifestyle that we lived at the time. It was a mentality. You know, it was a very self-destructive, but it was the way of life for us. You know, but you know, since then, you know, we've grown a lot. We paid our dues to society. I built a relationship with God. We've come home and we're thriving and doing our best, you know, to you know, we found our purpose and now we're on a mission. So as we tell this story, I just don't want people to think that we're being insensitive to victims and, you know, of cases similar to ours, like murder cases. So, you know, my heart goes to victims, to anybody, you know, who has lost a loved one this year, last year, you know, my heart goes to you. But, you know, our story, you know, began when we got with each other. You know, we started out as friends and he became family, you know, and he adopted into the lifestyle that I was already living. Mm-hmm. You know, I grew up selling drugs. I grew up as a gang member. You know, and that was my lifestyle. I was full-fledged in the streets. It's not to say that we were inhumane and I was incompassionate about people or about life, but I was unconscious at the time. And, you know, at the time we lived a lifestyle where we sold drugs for a living. You know, we kept guns on us. We were willing to kill. We were willing to die. We were willing to rob you, whatever was necessary. You know, we had a mentality that only the strong survive. You know, live for the day because tomorrow's never promised. You know, and these are are the value systems. These were the standards that we had. Kill or be killed first. That was a concrete jungle. These were our values and our principles and our moral system. And I had to go through a lot of transitions in my life to be able to get to where I'm at today. And thank God that I'm there. But we did a lot of ugly things. Living according to the code of ethics of the streets. And we lived a life, and we bonded. We built a brotherhood. We became family for better or for worse. And it's definitely been a journey. But I feel partially responsible for a lot of the things that happened to us because of the way that I taught him. I taught him that it was okay to think this way and to have guns and to shoot first and to be, to sell drugs to make a living and things like that. And, so with what he already knew and then with what I taught him, it just took us to a whole nother level. I had lived in Chicago. I lived in Los Angeles. He had bounced around here to there. We had great social skills. We both had charisma. We knew people from everywhere. We went to Monroe. We went to Taylor. We were, all over the place. And so that's what helped. That's what separated us from the rest. But unfortunately there was a day where things went wrong and somebody ended up losing their life, and eventually we ended up in prison. I ended up serving a 17-year bid. Pat ended up serving a 17-year bid, and let them know what your life was like, my dog, and how old you were.
So I was 19 years old. Like when this crime that he's talking about was committed, I was 18 years old. And then shortly after, circumstance was pretty much, it was a cold case. Pretty much thereafter, we ended up getting caught up for the and charged with first degree felony.
I was actually already in prison doing.
And he was already actually in prison for a 2-year gun case, thinking he's coming right out. So we get charged for the murder. I try to take the whole boatload of it, man. But it didn't work out that way. You know what I'm saying? But 3 of us stood tall: me, myself, and Michael Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Another guy broke bad on us. You know what I'm saying? God bless him. I went inside real young at 19 years old through the bubble in Jackson quarantine, and shoot, it was like, I was a little guy, looked real young. You know what I'm saying? I was already mean as hell, so I had to be even more meaner when I went up. When I came inside. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want really nobody to try me. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like I would look for trouble to have just to to set some type of example. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I had good social skills while I was inside, so I kind of thrived in that environment because. I really didn't have too many people. I had a few people. I had the Rizzo family. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Phil Rizzo.
You talking about outside resources?
As far as I didn't have that.
Because when you go to prison, you really find out who your friends are.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
who is replaceable and who's irreplaceable?
Right. The start. I hate to use a cliche, but out of sight, out of mind is the best. It's the best way to look at it in that matter. But yeah, it was just, it was a hell of experience inside the prison. I got in a lot of trouble while I was inside there. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of great people, though, at the same time.
Now, when you got in trouble, what is it that kept you into trouble?
Maintaining, trying to maintain the status while I was in there. And also, but the main thing that got me in trouble was trying to make money. Even though I would succeed in doing it while I was inside, but it would still get me in trouble in one way or the other. I resorted to all tactics to make money while I was inside there. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was extortion, whether it was stealing, whatever you could think of, gambling,
I heard you love that gambling.
Oh, I love. I
heard you was running tickets. I heard you was running stores.
Yeah, I was doing all that. I was doing all that. Because like I said, I didn't have that support. So I'm just doing it. Same thing as when I was a kid. I'm just doing it to get school clothes and shit when I'm a little kid. And now I'm in prison. Like, okay, I'm gonna just do this to put food. Cause you know, when you're in prison, you get the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? You're not treated like a human. You treated like a straight dog, couple trays, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to maintain that. I'm trying to feel like a human again, right? But wait a minute. I forgot a minute. Wait a minute. You forgot Pat's pretty good at doing this type of shit, though. So, you know what I'm saying? I maintained very well while I was in there.
I don't want none of
but
that no
in the
more,
midst
never.
of that, in the midst of that, I ended up like really starting to calm down. I got tired of getting in trouble. I got tired of being in the trenches. So what I did, what really set me down, I got STG.
So explain to people what being STG is.
So STG is security threat group. And they can do that to anything. They can just spite you and say they putting you on STG for something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If they don't like you, whatever. And it also could be for activity too, as well, for gang activity. Okay. So what they do is they send you to a secluded place. They put you on 00 status, which that's where you can't work, you can't do anything. You only allow 5 phone calls a week. You can't use the JPay, which is the email back and forth to your people. You can't get secure packs, so your people can't even help you more, even as much as they want to help you. So I was in a real dark place.
You got your living
I see.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. So I was in a real dark place at that time, you know. But I started really like reflecting then. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about like every time I would go to the hole or get into any type of trouble, I would do a lot of reflection. I would come out a little better, but I still would be rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? So
what is it that you was discovering in there? Like what were you seeking? What did you do?
Well, I was trying to discover feeling alive, because like it's like you just walking around and just existing.
You feel like the living dead.
Yeah, so I would try to find things to excite me. You know what I'm saying? Things to make me feel like I'm alive, and it would be little stuff like that, like getting into stuff and figuring out ways to cause some type of chaos.
I heard you pop somebody at a poker table.
Yeah, I popped a couple guys at a couple poker tables, man.
I heard
some real shit.
I'm
not trying to be funny or Brett, you know what I'm saying? Like on the real, I mean, I understand you say it's an ugly pack, you know, and all that. It was ugly in some matters, but like at the same time, you know, when survival mode kicks in, or like when you taught us to be a certain way, and this is what you learn, you have to actually unlearn that behavior.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes where like I was trying to say, like where I had to sit back and do some reflecting on myself and figure out why I'm like this, and figure out like, okay, it's a cap to this. Like, okay, being the biggest gangster or whatever you want to be, whatever label you want to put it on, it's like a cap to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, there's something bigger. So I ain't gonna say I morally really quit doing what I was doing, because I just knew it wouldn't work too much longer. I got to figure out something bigger. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was start sharpening my mind up. I already knew I was intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I started sharpening my mind up and getting prepared. I got a degree with Jackson College. You know what I'm saying? I took every program I could while I was in there.
You did some work with U of M too, right?
Yeah. I went with PCAP, Prison Creative Arts Project.
I was part of that as well, yo.
Shout out to Dr. Ashley Lucas and Cozine Welch.
What up? Big shout out.
Yeah, executive director of A Brighter Way. I made connections with them, and when I came home, what I learned was through that program was it was theater. It was all improv. You know what I'm saying? Theater, and then we would like act out plays and
drama.
It was so, bro. It was so. If I'd have knew about that when I was like a kid, and had that like cultivated in me, God, man, the sky would have been the limit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I come home and I got with them, and I started finding out ways to, you know what I'm saying, serve myself and help out and reach back to, you know what I'm saying, people that's been through the same struggle as me. You know what I'm saying? That's really ended up being my passion in life, like activism and that aspect. So I got a job with the Carceral State Project for University of Michigan. And I also did a couple projects with the ACLU, with the Smart Justice Program. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rick Speck for making that happen.
Well, listen, we're going to go to a 2-minute intermission, then we're going to come back and let them know a little bit more about you.
All right, bet.
So we'll return in a moment. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
right, people, what up, Joe? You're in the mix with Detroit DJ Dan. Let's go! El Nino Podcast. Real everyday people. You already know. Check us out. Christmas Eve. Or actually, Freestyle After Dark. Friday night, 12 a.m. Eastern. We're going to bring it to you live right here from Lit Music Entertainment Studios. So we got the show and tell, signing on the wall. That's all coming up on the El Nino Podcast. Let's go. Yo, Southwest, let's make some noise. Let's go! You already know, Tinley. Share it up, people. Start those watch parties. We're bringing it to you live from Detroit. Music Entertainment. Rocking that Southwest music. You didn't know, you better ask somebody.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. So my guest today is my brother Pat Bates. He's been telling his story. He's been telling our story, the journey that we've been on. And now we're talking about, everything that he put himself in a position while he was in prison to cultivate, his education, and how he's been able to apply himself since he's been home. So tell them a little bit about yourself as far as like what you were able to accomplish since you've been home with the resources that you obtained while you were in prison.
Okay, so like I was talking about before the break, I made a connection with Professor Dr. Ashley Lucas for University of Michigan, and I spoke on a panel and took the PCAP training to facilitate improv classes and workshops while I was in Ann Arbor at this place, Miller Manor.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I also audited in her class, and went under her mentorship. And like I said, I want to give another special thanks to Ashley for all her help too as well. Then after that, we went on and did another workshop in Detroit at Soundsmith Studios, which was it wasn't as successful as it could have been because coronavirus ended up happening. Okay. And so that stopped a lot of projects that we were working on.
What
workshop at the Soundsmith Studios that we were doing.
All right. So how did Living Out LOP come about?
So then I sat back. I sat back and thought about how, like, we're using terms such as like social distancing and isolation, right? And I was like, damn, I know about being isolated like really well. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of other people that are that being isolated like for real. You know what I'm saying?
The most.
So I'm thinking about that. Like, okay, so who would be? I feel like people that's been incarcerated should be consultants on isolation, on any PTSD or any type of negative effects of being isolated, right? So I talked with Ashley about it, and we came up with the concept we should have a YouTube series, and where we would have formerly incarcerated individuals talk about being isolated inside prison. So we called it Living on LOP, and it had a dual meaning. LOP, loss of privileges while you're in prison. We know that's for misconduct. You catch any type of ticket. But I also put in the term out here, loss of privilege. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like out here, people have lose privilege. They lost the privilege just to be able to go to the barber, things of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just things that maybe could motivate a few people, and that haven't been isolated or anything like that, and also will give voice to a very oppressed people, such as formerly incarcerated and currently incarcerated individuals.
Mm-hmm. So, like you did episode 12. So, like, what's the future looking like? Did you cap it at 12? Are you working on it?
We're discussing right now doing it's sponsored by the university and the Brighter Way Foundation. So we're waiting to see how how things get freed up and if we're going to move forward next summer. But it's a lot of things that would be tied up with this semester if we worked on it during this semester. So if we did move forward, it had to be a summer thing. But
I can't wait for
I'm
things
looking
to go
forward
back to normal, bro. Because
I'm looking forward to being able to do it. I'm hoping that we can do it this summer, though.
Even at the DHDC, like, we got so many things lined up, so many great projects with local businesses, like there's so many, and like I'm doing a lot of hands-on work with a lot of the projects, so I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. There's so many things that we're going to accomplish, even with the podcast station, I'm really looking forward to a bright future. Mm-hmm. But where we're at right now is we're gonna, I always ask our guests if they can to bring something of sentimental value and share the story of it. So you brought something with you, and I want you to be able to share your story and why it means so much to you.
So I've been gone and in prison for, since I was real young. So and it wasn't really much I was going to take with me. I lost everything before I went to prison, and it really wasn't nothing I would take with me. So I took, but what I did take with me was, my paperwork, let everybody know I stayed solid 100% no matter what. Mm-hmm. We ain't going to do that no matter what. And I also took my pictures, So I got this real old photo album from back in 2002 that I had with all my original pictures from people this is my man Big Noriega,
rest in peace, Big Nori.
Yeah, Ramon Noriega Akaruli in that picture. Rest in peace, Big Nori. A good friend of this is my man Paco.
Paco out there in San Ignacio. Paco Camarena. ¿Qué onda, cabrón?
Yeah.
Him and his brother
Somebody's
Lean, rest in
been
peace,
deported
Lean.
against his will. You know what I'm saying?
Brothers with deported.
Yeah.
You know, we send our love out there, and we help any way we can.
And this is somebody that was like a great. We talked about people like that mentored me, and been like, this is my man Phil Rizzo,
Philly Phil.
Tony Rizzo's father.
My man.
That's the owner of Soundsmith Studios. Like he was like a big support to me throughout like my life. You know what I'm saying? And it really hurt me when he passed away. So this is pretty much all I got left to Phil right here. You know what I'm saying? I love Phil. Rest in peace, Phil.
You know, I tell people all the time, man, treasure your pictures, value them, like
Yeah,
get them
for
printed
sure.
out. Don't just store them in your phone because you can lose them.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen. Like these are moments. This is what leaves the legacy. This is what tells the story about your life. These are pictures that you pass on. Like every time I was having a bad day or just missing home or feeling homesick, whatever. Like first thing I did is I pulled out my pictures because it took me to a better place. You know, and then a lot of the people I'm looking at, I didn't even get to come home and see because they had passed away. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
you know, my picture was my treasures. Like I didn't care what the police took from me. Just don't touch my pictures because you know when I used to be in there, I used to ask my brother and my family like, please send my pictures. Let me live through your eyes. Be my eyes for me. You know, so that was how I was able to escape and to be able to think big and dream big and see things different. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, sometimes when you're in prison, you get suffocated mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you look for something to escape. You look for something to release your spirit. And that's what the pictures had always did for me.
Yeah.
You know, it took me to a better place. It helped me imagine. It helped me dream. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Pictures, you know,
so
pictures.
definitely, man. Like I encourage people all the time. Like make sure that you print your pictures out and you sharing them with your family and you tell them who's cousins and aunts and uncles so they know the story because this is your legacy that you're leaving behind.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we're gonna do too, like we end every show, we're gonna have the brother sign the Wall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely got the fame. You know what I'm saying? My man
Thanks,
Pat
man.
Bates taking care of his business, man.
Oh, I want to announce, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to announce I'm gonna be a proud father. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter on the way
Doubt about it, boy.
in March, and I'm very proud of that, man.
Ain't no doubt, man. Yo, congratulations, man. I'm gonna be an uncle.
For sure.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
absolutely. So let's get to it, my brother. We got the Sharpie.
All right then. Your mic's ready to go.
Find your
Just gotta
place.
press it on.
Find your place, my dog. Put it where you want it. Wherever your spirit gravitates you, my dog, that's where you
I
at.
gotta come to the light.
You gotta come to the
I
light,
gotta come
baby.
to the light. I gotta
Come to the light.
gotta bring it to the light.
My brother Pat Bates. Appreciate everybody subscribing, sharing, supporting, viewing, all that good stuff. This is how we get down over here at Real Everyday People. We got Pat Bates in the house. Big shout out to Detroit, DJ Dan, Jose Delvaya. This is Good Music Entertainment. Thank you for all the support. Much love to everybody in the Downriver, Southwest, River Rouge, E-Course, wherever you at, far or near. Our hearts are with you. We with you. We represent for all of us.
She a freak, she like it rough and throw that ass.
Stay tuned.
When the culture, she is savage.